Hello, how's everyone doing over here? This video is exclusively for Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins, he has been a great teacher, which I have learned through the last probably 10 or 12 years. A lot of great things, a lot of great things, and I think he had changed a positive impact in my life, because I have used everything what he has taught, and I have bought a lot of few courses. But now I'm very disappointed about Tony Robbins, because he's talking about vaccines when he will have to ask first about this coronavirus hoax, and a lot of millions of people around the globe that don't believe this hoax. I live in Mexico, and I have the evidences of this hoax where I live. I live in Tabasco, Mexico, which is located on the Gulf of Mexico. And I think first, and there have been a lot of people going against all these, not just me. I was watching or seeing some of the Tony Robbins comments on his Facebook, and a lot of people are like, what are you talking about, Tony? Because he has taught us, if there was a virus, that the mind is the power, and even he has unleashed the power within a course or program which you can walk on fire. So what's Tony talking about? Is he selling himself like everyone else? First, he has to question, and he has to show the evidences, like there is a virus. Because where I live in Mexico, I invite Tony Robbins, and I can show him with evidences that everything is a scam, that there are a lot of fake accounts on Facebook, and how the state or the government control all the mainstream media, newspapers, radio stations, that they control your mind. And this is a mind control thing, and Tony Robbins is the one and the first to know this, because he knows everything about mind control. There is a psychological terror war against the human race. So I'm questioning now Tony Robbins, because one of the things that I've learned from him is about how your mind programs and how you can program your mind. And he knows that there is a dark agenda. He's gently supporting that agenda, influencing people who follows Tony Robbins or who follow Tony Robbins to accept probably a vaccine for a virus that doesn't exist. And if there are people that believe in that virus, the statistics of the death rate is so low. So what about the influenza has been never eradicated? What about the HIV vaccine? Why they haven't invented a VIH vaccine or a cancer vaccine so you can cure yourself? I mean, come on, Tony. I trusted you, and I hope, because if you are supporting this agenda, that a lot of millions of people are aware of this, you're betraying the human race, and you're being a prostitute like anyone else. And if you don't talk this publicly, I think that you're fearful, and you're one of the persons that speak about being abundant, having abundance. You know what we really in essence are. So I will be very sad that you sell yourself and influence people through lies and unethical things, because the first thing that you have to talk about is not about vaccines. You have to talk about this coronavirus hoax first, and all the fascist, totalitarian measurements, or I don't know how you say, that control us, like being with a muscle on the mouth for mandatory reasons. Talk about that. Why don't you talk about that, Tony, first, and then you talk about vaccines? There are a lot of evidence, Tony, that this is a hoax, and I'll be very disappointed of you because you were one of the persons that I trusted. And if you're following an agenda and supporting these psychopaths, since my point of view, and I can show you all the evidence in Mexico where I live, even I have people all over the world that say the same thing, and in Latin America about this hoax. There are some German doctors who have spoken about this openly. The Dr. Butar, you have a lot of people in the US that have spoken about this. Why you are not speaking about this? And you're talking about vaccines, or you're going to talk about vaccines. Why don't you talk or speak first about the hoax and all the measurements that they have done to control the human race, like the mandatory muzzle mask or the mandatory muzzle that the presidents around the globe don't use, and they don't use or they don't wear the muzzle because it's a hoax, including President Trump and the president of Mexico and all the presidents, as you can see. So please be honest, and if you're fearful to go against these psychopaths, come on. I'll learn I learned from you to be not to be afraid. Are you afraid of being killed? Come on, Tony. You cannot sell yourself for money. You know who you are, and you know in essence who we really are. That we're God in essence. We're infinite abundance. We're infinite everything. We're infinite consciousness. We're pure consciousness. So if you could offer me like $100 billion, come on, I'm more than this. I don't have any price for my infinite consciousness, because you have taught us that everything is within us, and absolutely everything is within us. So I'm very disappointed about that. I think you first need to question the government, and don't be fearful, because what I think is that you're afraid to go against the government, or you're probably working with these people. Come on, Tony. I'm sure that if you keep doing this way, if you're following this path, you will lose a lot of followers, because this is a new era where authenticity is so valuable right now. And I have read a lot of the comments of the people that have written to you. And I mean, if you support that, you lost me, Tony, but you lost millions of other followers too, as well. So I invite you, Tony, don't disappoint your audience, because we're in a specific audience that you have taught us about fear, you have taught us about the power of our minds, the power of our subconscious mind. I'm sure you know Deepak Chopra. Well, you have talked about Deepak Chopra, Bruce Lipton. You know probably Dr. Joe Dispenza. Invite them. Invite David Icke, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, all those guys, and all the things that you have learned from them. And you have, on all the things that you have taught us about the power that we have within us. I'm not talking about vaccines, Tony. Please question about this hoax. Invite David Icke and other people, other physicians, that they have evidences and are questioning the World Health Organization. And if you come to Mexico, I can show you with real evidence that this is a completely hoax, and they are doing the same in every country. So you cannot support that unless you're a clone too. A clone, not a real human being. Okay, Tony, I hope you change your mindset. Now, the advice for me to you is to change your mindset and your path. And we're waiting for that. We want a real Tony Robbins fearless. I'll talk to you later, guys.